Okay, there we go. We're live. Not that anybody's gonna watch this shit. So yeah, they were like, "Oh, it's down for updates." That was like a month ago or two. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, we'll get it back up in a future update or some shit they were saying. But yeah, that shit ain't coming back. It's not. It's not coming back.
He ain't coming back.
No. Goddamn! Now I want to play Left 4 Dead. Oh, and I was like telling everybody at fucking Earthfall. Yeah, it started crashing on me today.
It started
It
what?
started crashing on me today.
Yeah, they did an update, and
Yeah, I could tell because it started crashing on me.
yeah,
Which
I
it
can't
never
even
did
get it to
before.
load up.
I can get it to load up, but when hordes start, it crashes. And I had the settings on like medium, so it shouldn't have done that. It crashed like 3 times today. I was like, oh fuck it, you know. Yeah, I'll do these wilderness gathering things because fuck it, I don't have any problem. Never let a wound go unavenged. That's cool. I like that. That's a good, motto to live by. I will focus on jewel crafting for a while. Now, where am I going? We're gonna go to Chult, motherfuckers. We're gonna go to Chult, and then we're gonna do some dungeons. I don't know why. Oh, I didn't start the chat thing. Damn. There we go. Okay, where's Chult? Down here. Because we want to kill those not black people in Chult.
Adventuring sure is dangerous work.
I think I'm going the wrong way, but whatever. So you're playing BattleTech.
Yeah.
Yay. So tell me about it, because I don't know anything about it, other than it's
Giant
like cyber.
mechs.
That's all it is, giant mechs?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay, I'll pass.
Yeah. It's
single player
it's
giant.
turn-based strategy.
Oh, fuck that. That's your thing. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
I really wanted to try the, oh god, what was that game that that Anthrax gave me? You've had it. Oh, Satellite Raid. I really wanted to try that, but you said you can't connect to it or something?
I can't get it to work, and it's not multiplayer either.
Oh, I thought it was multiplayer.
No.
Oh, shit. Oh, at least nobody paid for it. Whatever. Here's the horsey. Run like the wind, celestial courser.
The evil must be. Ekugaidi.
God damn it! you gonna see next? Hello? What did I do here?
What? I hear you.
Oh, okay, I thought I muted myself. I was trying to figure out what's going on. I was asking what movie are you gonna see next?
Probably... I'll wait till stuff comes out on video, but... Because this was a major thing where we went to it because he wanted to buy tickets and it was a combination Christmas present.
Aww. I get it. Fuck those gorillas. Big giant fucking gorillas. Jump down out of nowhere. Oh, fuck that noise. I am not fucking George of the Jungle. Oh, here we go. This is what I need. Okay. Oh, the fucking dinosaur, really? Oh, he's fighting the gorilla. Okay, you can carry on.
I was looking at all the contracts, I was like, fuck that, these are all like 3 skulls and shit. My freaking mechs are low end medium mechs. I cannot wait in with them, so I freaking spent most of my money to jump to a fucking system with a shitload of little planets. Yeah. All one star, but high paying.
I don't even know. Oh, this fucking dinosaur really is after me, son of a bitch. And it's got friends. Fuck. And then I died. I don't know, the thing is, I know how I advise other people, but you're wrong, so...
Yeah.
You know.
Well, my mechs can't stand up to a fight against heavy mechs. It's like taking a fucking Jeep up against a Sherman tank. You're not winning.
Well, they are medium, you said it. Until I died.
And to be honest, they're mostly cobbled together out of spare parts.
There you go.
Oh, good, and it's a cold world too, which means I can run hot.
It's a cold what?
It's a cold world, so my mechs can all run hot.
Okay, okay. That's cool. Where's my goddamn... Okay, there she is. Oh, this motherfucker. Really? You're ready from him and leading straight to me, asshole? What the fuck is wrong with people? Yeah, I know.
We'll move up that forest.
Alright, so Tiamat. Let's see. That one. We finally did 2 with the 9 gods the other night.
How'd it go?
I got a really good piece of armor. In fact, I think I got 2 pieces of armor. Let me see what I got. Yeah, I got 2 pieces of armor. A helmet and the body armor, so... Yeah. Fuck yes, someone's doing Tiamat. Yes. Yay, they're even covering up your midriff. Well, we gotta fix that.
Sayonine, answer our prayers and protect us from this monstrosity!
Guess everyone's going this way. Let's see. Yeah, they're over.
She is weakened! Strike now!
Yes, go walk in the poison and die. Shit. Best idea ever. Oh, what she says, you're gonna run into the flame and die. Yep. Cuban at the end of this shit. just like being married. Okay, apparently I got a helmet or something. Let me turn the volume down on this thing. There we go, much better. Okay, is this... It's fucking character bound. Let's see what's in the chest. Okay, I'll work with that.
That's gotta be vehicles or sprinting mechs.
What?
Oh, I'm looking at the oncoming enemy.
Oh. Uh-oh. Do I have any keys?
Sometimes it's better to set up your ambush.
Then go in and attack.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't judging. Okay, so I've got keys for Merchant Prince and Tomb of the Nine Gods. Do I really want to do Tomb of the Nine Gods? I'm just gonna die.
Oh, he walks into it.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, they're fucked.
You know, I'm getting real tired of this boy. I don't think he's gonna have much longer.
It's a shame you had to die.
He had no will left to live, apparently. Suicide by cop, it's suicide by mom. I can see it. It's a thing. Okay, so it's Castle Never. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm going in by myself. It's dangerous to go alone. Take these dudes.
Oh, he's already fucked up. I've knocked out 2 of his weapons already.
Yay.
He kind of wishes he stayed home. Ooh, he fucking suffered a missile launcher ammo explosion.
Nice.
Yeah, he's fucking ticked.
Oh.
Incoming missiles. They've got me locked. Well, hello, little Jenner.
Jenner?
Yeah, it's a type of mech. High-end light mech.
All I could think of was...
Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. I kept trying to see Candace. Can you remember the name?
I'm not sure. We have potatoes and eggs. I was gonna see.
Maggie,
Yeah.
I'll get her before she goes.
Goodbye. Not you.
Okay.
Mac.
I know.
Particle energy cannon shot straight to the head. It's like, oh, I'm sorry about what just happened. Not really.
I didn't get to finish my comic book collection.
That's,
You want? Okay. Okay, yeah.
Maggie has just said you're the only one who'll be awake.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
Even though I am starving, my stomach is not up to eating another situation.
Gotcha. Okay. If you like, I will try to wake you up when Morgan makes food. Okay. Thank you for telling me.
I am past the point where I went to bed yesterday.
Okay. It's not looking good for them. Just like we like it. Go fuck yourself. Love you.
Go to sleep together.
Yep. Tonight? Yes. I've been trying to make sure you do.
No, I'm just saying. Make that.
Yeah.
It's open because that wasn't open anymore. If you need to, can you open it?
Yes.
Because it's not coming open.
Gotcha. You little fucking dick.
Better.
And stay down. I love you too.
Oh, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. I sent him my right.
Okay. Glad you did.
A little, a little bit.
Yeah.
And one full fill fell out and one half fill fell out. And that was.
What?
Oh wow. Must be dose.
Okay. Perfect. And now I'm behind you. Oops, you got a piece of me. Most I took was a structure hit. Now that. 400K. Let's see. Let's go. You know what? Let's grab that little locust. Ooh, they gave me the other one. Sweet one. I can sell that little locust because my mechs are cool, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it. Because I rolled 400K out of that mission. Contracts. Back in the one. Yeah, that's very good. Sure. Heavy armored vehicles. Which means lure the little fuckers into a trap and then step on them.
fucking muted.
Yes, you were.
And here I am being all sympathetic. Oh, you don't sound so good. And then I
To
go,
who?
you!
Oh.
And then I get all confusing. Wait, did I just say he doesn't look good? You know, he's not on the fucking camera. And you're not saying anything, so I thought maybe you were annoyed I said something, and then I realized
No.
I'm fucking muted.
You're fine, sweetie.
I'm also an idiot. But that's cool. That's the alien. Kidding me. And I'm through with this guy. Something like that. Okay. What's in the box?
What's in the box, Jokey?
I got a ring of Orcus +4. Huh. That's a pretty good fucking ring.
Yeah, it is.
It will get you an extra companion for like a few seconds. Like a demon or something. Okay, where's the other box? Don't fucking stand in front of me. I'll set you on fire. There we go. I really want the +5, but I don't think I'm gonna get it. Because the +5s are orange. Sorry.
Oh, what cocksucker is still alive?
function. I'm going to kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Okay, I can't find the link for the goddamn build guide. That fucking dinosaur. Oh, well, mission's done. I don't give a shit. Sorry, Flutter by Barbie, but I got to go. You know who? Return Ord Firebeard. Oh, this little dude.
We must purge these. You've done a
Purge the unclean. Again? God damn it, I just finished it. Okay, let's see what Nerdle's saying. I wish I could say the same about you. What the fuck? Are you 5? Oh, he's linking the influence of Dark Souls on Avengers. It's hard to ignore it. You were the alien, the mutant, the heretic. Well, I'm 2 out of 3 of those, so I'll leave you to figure that one out. Boy! I'll be back. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. Because this has become a thing every Friday now here. He starts this shit. I've noticed it's a pattern. He doesn't do it the rest of the week, but for some reason on Fridays... You are absolutely right, Aspiring Thong. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I don't think I'm getting up there from here. Oh, I found the stairs. Okay.
Yay! Good job. Oh, just snickering to myself. Like I do.
Ah. Through with those guys. Let's see. Where's this?
Do me a favor. Type in that it's time for roll call. See who all's there.
Mildred's there, I know. He just posted. Hold on.
Okay. JT there?
I don't know. I haven't seen him reply to anything. And Nurgle's like, fuck!
That one I didn't do too well on. Fucking 2 LSR. My sensors didn't pick up the 2 short-range missile wagons, and they got on either side of me.
Oh no.
That happens. Oh. Let's see what was just. Oh, cool. Okay, I lost SRM ammo and a jump jet. That's what made it explode. I'll grab that commando.
I'm trying to go to sleep.
Sorry, I'll be quiet.
Oh no.
What, sweetie?
It's not so much.
Okay.
You're talking a lot, and it's really cross with my pseudo dreams.
Okay.
You gotta walk.
What, sweetie? Oh.
Okay. Google Hangout is up.
I have to go downstairs,
Okay.
so it might take me a minute.
Alright.
Tell them to give me a minute because I'm switching to my Mac.
Alright. Nice. Hello?
Bottom section. So goddamn frail.
Okay, Ralph is switching computers. He said he'll be back in just a minute.
Fine. This goddamn pimp model feels so fucking frail on the bottom half.
Okay, I'm streaming, but they can only see my game. They can't see you guys. Let me see that.
What? Oh.
Yeah. What is that? Oh, that's cool.
It's the bottom half of the Lord of Skulls. It's just... Like, I went...
It looks like a robot or a tank on its side.
Well, I stripped it, so that's why it's also black right now, because I'm still putting it together, but... Because I tried painting the bottom half, and I realized, I'm like, oh shit, I need to put together some of this so I know what the fuck it looks like that I'm painting and what I might need to paint, what I not... Because all that inside there, there's going to be no need for me to paint the inside of all that. At all.
Right.
Especially since there's tank treads that go on all these. But... I'll show you what I'm putting together. That's what we're putting together here.
Oh, that's fucking magnificent.
I think I'm gonna use this head with that crown top. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use yet.
Okay, with
I'm definitely not using this. I'm gonna use this chain gun looking thing. But that's basically the gist of what the fuck I'm putting together. Or at least prepping to paint, because I'm not gonna fully assemble it. Because it'll be easier to paint some of this in pieces. Ah, shit. Hell, looking at this, I'm thinking I might need to take some of this piece. Might need to take the bottom section apart a little bit, except for this.
Yeah.
I might need to at least do this, but I don't know. We'll see. Actually, you know what?
It looks nothing like the box, or maybe I'm just not seeing the detail in the box. It's pretty fucking nice, though, shit.
Well, a little too late to take that apart now.
Oh, wow, okay.
That fucker's glued on there. Oh well, it just means I'll have to actually be very careful with painting the detail on it. It'll be a little hard to get it. Yeah, because that's just gonna pull the bottom piece off. Anyway, shit. God damn it. Oh fucking well, I'll figure it out. But yeah, I've been trying to put it together and trying to figure out at least how to do it without having to paint too much of it. I mean, like, I don't want to paint stuff that's useless that I shouldn't paint. It's not going to be seen no matter what I do.
Right, that's just a waste of paint and time, and I get it.
Exactly, so I'm trying to find out ways to do it, but I'm looking at this going, man, I should probably do it, but then again, this might be okay. It might be fine.
It could be
anyway.
That sounds good.
It's such a big fucking model, and because when I finish it, it's gonna sit on my desk at work.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna use it. It's a little tradition of mine. Like every place I work, I put a model on my desk. It becomes a pretty good conversational piece.
Oh yeah, it sounds like it.
I guess if I wasn't married, I'd probably have gotten laid by now doing it.
Yeah, sure.
I know. Well, oddly enough, I've run into a lot of women that find the painting part of miniatures to be somewhat of an attractive feature in a man.
Attention to detail and fine motor skills are always appreciated.
Yes. Yeah, that's just gonna work that way.
That's as far as I can go with that.
I don't know if we're playing tonight. I just hopped on. I know we've all been busy, we've all been tired, so it doesn't bother me.
I do? Just trying to kill this Wraith guy here before I die. There we go.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's gonna suck to paint it, but perhaps it won't be so bad.
No.
I don't know.
They were wrong.
Ah, I got it off there. Good.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I was looking at it, I'm like, you know, this section right here it's whatever. But looking at this piece right here,
Okay.
I understand that, you know, that this piece is going to cover up a lot on that, but that's still a lot of detail that's going to be, it's going to be hard to not miss.
Yeah.
It's just going to be hard to get this piece off on the side. Damn. It's goddamn good ass super glue.
Yep. Sounds like it.
And I was sitting here going, damn, I need to pin some of this model. I don't think that's going to be the case.
I never have that kind of luck with super glue where shit just stays together.
It all depends on the kind of glue you use. I'm using this. I started using Scotch super glue, and this shit is fucking amazing.
The fuck just? Oh, okay, it's a Will-O-Wisp. I was like, wait, Scotch super glue?
Mm-hmm.
I was using Gorilla Glue, and it was really good for a lot of stuff. But my kitchen drawer literally fell apart, like in pieces, because it got wet.
Well, I'm talking about for models. I don't use it for regular shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this shit out. I ended up buying nails and stuff. I'm just gonna hammer it together this weekend.
I was scared that I was gonna fucking destroy this piece trying to take it off there.
And because it's plastic, you don't want to use acetone nail polish remover.
Well, plastic, well, that just melts plastic.
Right, that's what I was just saying.
And you don't want to use rubber cement. Like, I have people that use rubber cement on their miniatures, and I'm like, are you fucking retarded? Like, what? I'm like, no, are you fucking that stupid? They're like, I don't understand. I'm like, you're fucking melting your model. You know, when you... One day, if you decide that you're going to redo this model, you're not going to be able to because it's melted. Because when you strip the paint off of a miniature, you're gonna want to fucking you gotta put it in your acid bath, as I like to call it, or well, your simple green bath, and you're gonna have to take that fucker apart to do it properly. And yes, this was painted quite fully, and Simple Green did that. So when they say Simple Green is non-toxic and you can drink it and it will not hurt you, just remember, I use it to strip paint.
Wow. I love it when you talk nerd to me. Sorry. I don't know where. Yeah, where's this fucking ghost now?
Obviously. Somebody's looking for a little bit of sausage.
No, I'm really not. I'm actually. Where'd the fucking ghost go?
And now she's hunting ghosts. That's really creepy.
Oh, no, you honey. I'm like, where the fuck is that ghost I was leading back home? And
Don't touch it, the poop. Do not touch it, the poop.
I managed to fucking get my mechs through that mission with nothing but armor damage.
Yeah.
Fucking the game crashed.
So how is the BattleTech game besides that? How is it? Is it SJW trash?
Oh, fuck no.
Is it? Oh, really? It is good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
the only thing they do is they offer a they pronoun, which you could tell was added to shut up that fucking lead designer who's a big SJW.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I was just curious because I'm like, she was fucking being all, and you're like, oh god, I don't even think I want to buy this game now. The game, there's so many games I want to buy. Actually, I take it back. There's so much shit that comes out this month, in this coming month, that I do not have the money to buy or enjoy any of it yet right away. I want to go to a Rob Zombie / Marilyn or it's a Rob Zombie and a Marilyn Manson show. That's gonna cost me like $120, so I don't know if I'm gonna even do it or not. Because I told my buddy's like, well, we could get spend $22 and we get lawn set tickets. I'm like, yeah, and we can also stand there with fucking binoculars. If that's the case, I'll charge you $20. I'll charge you $20 to sit in my car and we'll just jam the music real loud on the radio. He's like, what? I said, you don't seem to understand what a lawn seat is. It's shit.
Oh fuck! This ain't
It's
gonna
like
work.
you're gonna pay $20 to stand there on the lawn of this big ass amphitheater, and you're gonna stare at fucking ants.
Somebody kill this fucking dinosaur already.
I'm not killing any dinosaurs today. They're already extinct. I don't need to kill them again.
So Nurgle, how did you like that thing I sent?
What the fuck was up with that article? I couldn't even read it. I was just like baffled at what I was reading in the first place.
It's word salad, isn't it?
Yes.
It's stupid as hell.
Oh god.
It's just
But-
stupid.
Then again, this was from one of the same publications that Appleben ripped into when he was talking about people making really stupid remarks.
How the hell do you equate? Thank you. I forgot to buy those today.
Hello.
I did get them some juice boxes. I went ahead. Excuse me, guys.
No. Okay, but if you're going out, why are you calling me?
Sorry, I didn't think you guys needed to hear about my finances.
No, that's cool.
But, I mean, it's just like... I'm looking at this article, and I'm just going... Why? What compelled you? Actually, what came into your head and said, this would make a good article? This would totally make sense to anybody that reads it. I mean, I've seen stupid, and then I've seen stupid.
Okay, but you know what? This all stems
I
from
award you no
telling
points.
him. You get nothing, sir. Good day. This all stemmed from you telling him shit. Why do you tell him things?
Here we go. Strap in.
Okay, no, you know what?
Hold
Go
on
ahead.
to your butts.
Go ahead. Put him on the phone. It's cool. I'm good. I'm good. I got this. Put him on the fucking shit.
I
I'm
got
knocked off
this.
by a horse. You know what? This better be fucking good, because I just got knocked off my horse and a dinosaur chasing me, so you better be fucking serious. What?
You know the funny thing is somebody could tell. The sad part is somebody can say exactly the sentence that she spoke, and I will not bat an eye and think that she sounds crazy saying it. This is almost like when I used to tell my friends when I was a big fan of Diablo 2. Like, I would play Diablo 2 like every day of my life, all fucking day. And I would get off work and be heading home. And be like, alright, well, I'll see y'all later. I'm going home to save the world from the minions of hell.
Fine?
And my friends would be like, oh, he's gonna go play
Are
Diablo 2.
you stupid? No, wait, that's the wrong question. We know. Okay. So, you're just like this little kid. Oh, he gets to come over. I need to come over. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who even said that? You know what? If fucking Hector said that, I will fucking kill him right now. Did he actually say this to you? You know the rule. I gave up penis for Lent, and it's always Lent in my house. So you tell me right now he said this.
Oh, now she mutes it. Right before it gets good.
I know.
No, I want you to tell me that he actually said this directly to you.
We should do a stream called Ramen Talks on the Phone.
Yeah.
Actually,
That's the TV, you dumb motherfucker.
We could have contests.
No, I wouldn't make fun of you like that because I'm a decent person.
We could have contests, yeah, on polls of where the story's gonna go, what she's gonna say next.
Who wants to hear your stupid shit? You think I'm gonna share this with somebody? Fuck you. Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. You know what? You won me over. After 20 years of whining and bitching and moaning, you win. You win. I'm done.
I mean, can you imagine, like, what the chat would be like listening to this?
No, you know what? No, No, this is the time. Put up or shut up, motherfucker. Okay? You buy the condoms, you buy everything, you get me whatever six-pack I want, you show the fuck up. It's all on you.
I know porn movies that start out like this.
All on you.
I think this is the greatest ASMR ever.
I don't have cable or a DVD, so if you want, like, something in the background playing, you need to break it.
Waltz! It was boring last
I
night
only
without
have
you.
one
Was it?
requirement.
Did you hear what I went and saw?
Did you go see Avengers?
Yes, I did.
Was it good?
I'm not bullshitting.
Yeah. It takes everything I have not to go, oh my god, did you know? I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it's good, because I was worried it was going to be bad.
Although,
I hear it's the Dark Souls of movies.
Did you want parts in the balls?
It's an actual article, I'm not kidding.
yeah, I saw it as a screen cap before. I saw it as a screen cap in Flatmeister's Discord, and I had to I went through a Google image search just to see whether or not this was real, because, well, let's face it, we've both been fooled a few times.
A few is an understatement when it comes to this shit. But yeah, we've both been fooled by this kind of stupid shit, and that's why I was like, all right, it's got to be a joke, because
Why is this even a discussion
when I first saw it, it was posted by one of those joking meme accounts on Twitter for Dark Souls. It was a Dark Souls meme account that posted it.
Yeah,
so I was like, okay, this has got to be fake.
Are you on speaker?
And when I posted the thing myself, I had to include an archive link just to make sure nobody would think I'm fucking with them.
Hello?
Is that better?
Hello? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Oh shit, okay, I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
Well, you know, the movie is like 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours long, right?
Is it really?
Yeah. And usually when Marvel movies get like that, they're kind of a slog. Like, you know, Civil War really fucking dragged in places.
Yeah, and that was a long movie.
In this one, when it rolled the credits, there was dead silence in the theater. And then, that can't be the end. That's not 3 hours.
No, I'm taking
But
this as a personal
it was.
challenge. I only have one requirement.
I'm glad they took time on it, because I mean, you know, they really shit the bed with Justice League, which I personally don't think Justice League was that bad. I think people are just overly critical over it.
It's a lot better than it had any right to be.
You know,
You call me Nightblade.
that's what I'm glad about. I'm glad that at least the Marvel movies are good. The comics are shit.
Thanos' motivations are clear, concise, and understandable.
Yeah, he wants to. Is it still the case of he
Don't!
wants to bone?
I haven't seen it. Please don't. I'm seeing it next Tuesday. Please don't do this to me.
Yeah, but the comic has been around for 20 years. I think
I don't read the comics. Can you please not do this?
Well, I mean, I already know some of the spoilers. Like, I heard about one returning character, and unfortunately, the original actor won't come back to play that returning character, so they had to get somebody else to do it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hugo Weaving.
Mm-hmm.
Who did Hugo Weaving play?
Google it.
Red Skull.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I heard he's in the movie somewhere, but Hugo Weaving wouldn't return to play the character.
It was. It's because it was very short, about 5 minutes, but totally worth it.
Well, like, Hugo Weaving had said before, too, even after doing Captain America 1, that he just does not want to play that character again. I don't know why, but he says he just doesn't want to do it.
He's uncomfortable with the Nazism.
Oh, really?
Which is a bit funny to me, because Hydra's whole thing is that even the Nazis found them too extreme.
Well, yeah, that's just it. And he read the comics and found out that there's no redemption arc, there's no secondary characteristics. The Red Skull, Hitler didn't go far enough.
Wow.
And so the role makes him very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Red Skull is one of the most interesting villains too, because his methods that he uses to get his methods he uses to get people to do things is interesting. It's eerie because like he can utilize like a lot of people criticize the Nick Spencer run where, you know, he's basically spouting the Trump rhetoric or whatever. And I'm like, no, actually I kind of like it. I sat down and thought about it for a little while, and I was like, you know what? I think that's interesting for him to do that, because there are people like me who kind of are supporters of Trump would read that and be like, wow, that is kind of weird, because I can totally empathize with what he's saying there.
Yeah, that's
what scares me about it, because he's using it to convince people to fight for him.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe it's possible to me that maybe Nick Spencer's Hydra Captain America thing, it's possible that maybe it was just too far ahead of its time.
That could have been amazing.
It could have been amazing if it hadn't ended with, oh, let's just use the Cosmic Cube and call it a fucking day.
Well, where he fucked up is saying Captain America was always a Nazi.
Yeah,
that would. And I remember when I saw that, and I thought, Mark Grunwald is turning in his grave right now.
Well, he's definitely turning in his grave right now with Ta-Nehisi Coates getting control of him. I mean, I'm sorry, but there's just no way of justifying Ta-Nehisi Coates taking the character like that.
Who is she?
It's not a she, it's a he. Ta-Nehisi Coates is he writes for the Atlantic. He's a black author. He writes for Atlantic, and he's very, very big into race baiting.
Oh.
And he spent a lot. He very much hates the police. You know, he's one of those I hate law enforcement people.
Don't be the first person to call when they're in trouble.
He actually, in his book, he said that to him the first responders of 9/11 were not human.
What?
The thing is, though,
I'm trying to figure out if he's trying way too hard to be edgy or if he.
Well, he is trying to be edgy. But the thing that really upsets me about what he said about the 9/11 responders is a lot of people they're only seeing what he said, and they're not looking at all what the context behind what he said was there. I'm not saying I even agree with him, because I don't.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's not fucked up what he said. But that article that brought all that to light, which was a Daily Wire article, did him no justice. They didn't even do their due diligence and go and see if he even if what he even said was what he said, you know? If they didn't even look into the context behind it, because it's something he wrote in his autobiography, and they didn't look at the context behind what he said. And if you looked into what he actually had said and what the context was, you discovered that he's talking about an incident when he was younger, where one of his friends was shot to death in front of his face by a police officer, and his friend didn't do anything wrong. And that's what he's that's where his hatred of police officers stems from. Or
So
social
the fact that he can barely view the 9/11 first responders as human as an example of how terrible and bad this hatred is.
And he says, but this is the other thing. He got taken to task. He was invited to speak at West Point.
Right.
And while he was at West Point, a cadet raised his hand and asked him about what he said there and what it meant to him, what he meant by it. And he explained exactly what he meant by it, and then explained that he does not feel that way anymore today. You know, what he said was, he goes, at that time, I was at a point in my time where I hated all police officers and all firemen and ... And that's why I felt they were not human to me, because of what happened to me and my friend. So that's how I saw all policemen.
Now, if this guy's capable of growth like that, I'm not going to bag on him.
Let me see. A lot of people, I was gonna do a video about it because I still might, because I feel like he got, sorry, but I feel like he got the raw end of a deal. Like, I feel like they came at him the wrong way about it. Let's see. Taichi. Codes not.
By the way, I ended up finding out that even though the whole thing is dead, Zombie Unicorn is still adamant that Bully Hunters was a good thing and she'd love to do it again.
She's a fucking idiot is what she is. She only wants to do it because she wants fucking money.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. Coates first pointed out, he says... Okay, I'll get him for you in just a second. Let's see, what did he say? Let's see if this is it. Let's see here. A white friend. The question was... Ask why so many white people have difficulty extending things when you're white in this country. Let's see here. See, he's a straight... he's a straight race baiter. I mean, that's what he is. There's no other way around it. But he did say, let's see here. This is the Daily Wire article, and I'm really agitated at what, because the Daily Wire took what he said and didn't even give any context behind what he said. Let's see here. I've got the people posted in here what he said.
Mars, get out here.
Somebody actually posted in the comments and were like, "You're misrepresenting what he did," you know.
What are you doing?
Let's see. I lost the. I had the fucking links for it too. During a Q, okay, he said. This is what he said. During a Q&A period following his remarks, a cadet asked about the passage in Coates' book Between the World and Me. The cadet asked Coates to clarify the quote. I could see no difference between the officer who killed Prince Jones and the policeman who died or the firefighters who died. They were not human to me, black, white, whatever. They were menaces to nature. That's what he said, okay? And he was talking about 9/11 first responders. And Coates explained that Prince Jones was a friend he met at Howard University who in 2000 was followed and was shot and killed by a police officer. Coates explained how angry it made him that following the death of his friend, the state of Virginia investigated Prince but did not charge or investigate the officer, even though his police department had numerous cases against him. He said, "You have to understand what that does to you, how that makes you feel about your country and your relationship to your country, because the police are the representatives of your country," he said. "We need police to have a law-abiding society, but when there's absolutely no accountability, I had no sympathy for anybody at that point because I felt so strongly that the country had no sympathy for my friend, Prince Jones, who is dead in the ground." He continued, "Time passes and you grow, you get a little wiser, you understand your anger is not good for anybody," he said. "So I don't feel the same way today. I definitely don't, but Between the World and Me is a work of literature, and its job is to more than anything to capture the feeling, and I felt that way at the time. I was cold, I was absolutely cold, and I think any other human being exchanging places in that situation might have felt the same way." That's what he had to say in response to that.
See, I can totally get that, and I can respect that he came clean that way.
And what pisses me off...
Unlike so many others, he didn't double down.
Exactly. And then I'm going to post it in here, but look at the article that the Daily Wire posted. And I was very upset when they posted this because I was like, look, you sit here, you guys run articles all day about how conservatives are being smeared and buried into the mud, but then you go and do the exact same fucking thing on one of their own.
You want to know what I
You're
get?
fucking horrible.
I very much get the feeling that
Anyway, I
that
gotta go get the wife
that
something.
somebody was
She wants to
somebody
damn
was
shit,
mad.
so she's gonna hurt me.
Damn straight. I can't reach those things.
You know, I
I just love how we have a, I just love how we have a secondary cast for this show, for this show
I don't know.
that is essentially everybody who's off screen.
Want to bring me my pants too?
Yeah, say that out loud while the mic's on.
I don't care.
Oh, by the way, Routes, I do have my copy of BattleTech, but I'm not touching it until I finish God of War because I got that first, and I don't. And I have this bad habit where I can't jump into another game unless I finish the one I'm currently on, or I've reached a point where I don't feel like going into it any further.
No, shot them or not.
Or if it's a case like, or if I end up being tempted into playing, I want to be the guy again, and then throw my controller at the wall in frustration.
Is it off?
I think they know it's phone.
Because sometimes when it comes to platformers, and I am man enough to admit this, I'm a complete and total masochist. Like I am that guy who will spend hours on Super Meat Boy or something like that.
One thing about the BattleTech, the vehicles, watch out for the SRM wagons.
And he knows what forensics.
I remember laughing when I saw Arch's playthrough of it, and he said that vehicles were just no match for mechs, and I'm like, no.
They can alpha strike you and catch you flat-footed. You're fucked.
So as far as it seems that the one thing that I've noticed that, and this really annoyed me, is that I kept seeing people who were saying that that instead of doing the strategy RPG route, they should have done the approach that was done in the Mech Warrior games, or in the like, where you're controlling one mech and you're in the cockpit.
No, I like this better. I'm tired because that just relegates it to a first-person shooter. This is all the way back to Crescent Hawk's inception.
Which I don't have a problem with that kind of game, but you're asking Harebrained to do something that they had no interest in doing to begin with.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't think about it. Okay.
Routes, you know that I'm not a fan of the whole. I've called it divine design ideas. This idea that if you're making a game on a certain property, if you're making or the like, you have to do it a certain way.
Yeah.
Not a mind reader.
I think another example is like if somebody was going to do a Castlevania game, that they have to do it with the style of Symphony of the Night.
I like Symphony of the Night. Thank you very much.
I'm not bashing Symphony of the Night.
One of the best soundtracks ever written.
What I'm bashing is the idea that you have to do it that way. That's why I actually I know it got some shit. I actually defended Lords of Shadow. The first one, not the second one.
No, I am pissed off too, because I think Lords of Shadow is way better than it gets slack for. I think it's a good game.
A lot of people wrote it off as being a God of War wannabe.
It might have been, but it was still a good game.
And
Dante's Inferno was a straight God of War clone, but it was still badass.
I can't even agree about it being a God of War clone because of how they utilize the magic system. Because let's be honest, in God of War, dodging is not as.
I know he wants water. He's gonna have to shut up.
Dodging is not really important. I mean, they relegate dodging to the right stick in God of War. That shows how that. But with Lords of Shadow, you have to keep dodging because that's the best way to get stuff, so you can keep using your magic.
Well, it's been a long time since I played Lords of Shadow, but I did like it. And I've heard the second one, I personally looked at it, I thought the second one looked pretty cool. And I have Mirror of Fate, or whatever it is, the Mirror one, the
Mirror of Fate,
the one that was on 3DS, and that was a really good game.
The big problem that I had with Lords of Shadow 2 and Mirror of Fate was that they started to compromise. Because the reason why they did not go with the Metroidvania approach with the first game is that Mercury Steam outright stated that their chief source of inspiration for designing the game was Super Castlevania 4. That is the style that he wanted to do. And with Mirror of Fate and with Lords of Shadow 2 trying to implement that Metroidvania approach, I felt like that was them trying to walk shit back.
Well, what kills me is the fact that everybody, to this day, everybody bashes and hates on Castlevania 2 when they seem to fucking forget about the fact that that was basically the guinea pig for Symphony of the Night.
With Castlevania 2 and Zelda 2 are games that I say are they're not great in hindsight, but you have to look at them in context.
You have to look at what they were trying to accomplish with it, and what they basically have opened the door for in the future games now.
Because the thing a lot of people tend to forget is that at that point in time, they had not established a formula.
Well, I think Zelda 2, like, it may not be a good game. Personally, I like it. I think it's kind of cool for what it was.
I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's an uneven game.
But Zelda 2, for what it was doing and what it was trying to accomplish, was ballsy at that time, because there was no games like that at that time.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
It opened the door for a lot of stuff now.
Mario 2 is the exception to that rule because that wasn't a Mario game.
And personally, I still think Mario 2 was one of the best Mario sequels ever made.
Well, I can't use it for this because of well, you know the whole story when it comes to Mario 2, right?
Well, yeah, it was going to be a game about Doki Doki Panic, but it didn't wind up being that.
No, that was the original name, and there was also the fact that they decided that the proper Mario 2, which we got a generation later with Lost Levels, was too hard for the US. And having played both Lost Levels and a ROM hack version of the original Mario 2, I can see their reasoning. Especially, and fuck whoever decided that the poison mushrooms were a good idea. They're not as bad in the SNES, but in the NES version, they're just a slightly darker version of the mushroom.
Well, the other thing about but I remember the Lost Levels on. Well, they did release the Lost Levels in All Stars when they made that on SNES.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
And yeah, that shit was hard. It was difficult. But you got to remember too, the main reason why Mega Man had a difficulty setting was because they thought that the normal mode in Japan was going to be too hard for the American audience.
Did you guys ever hear about when there was a video game championship and the Japanese team thought they were all hot shit, and they was a big thing about the semifinals and finals to be played on Japanese machines, and the Japanese players got stomped?
No, I don't remember hearing about that.
I don't
It was
remember
way
hearing
back
about.
in the 80s, but they got stomped.
I don't remember hearing about that, but I do remember. But it's funny that you bring that up, given the fact that the quote unquote best Donkey Kong player has been outed.
Yeah.
Yeah, his record's been completely erased from the records. I don't know what it was. I don't know exactly how it was he got caught cheating or what it was he was doing.
Here's the thing. The score that he submitted was for arcade scores. They have a separate division for people using an emulator. And because here's the thing. the original arcade board and the way that MAME load a level is different. The arcade will load it kind of top to bottom, whereas MAME will load it in pieces. And the video that he submitted did seem to do the latter. There's also the fact that MAME was not very good at emulating audio at the time, and suspiciously, his video has no audio. There was also these weird spikes when it came to the video quality, as if it was being edited before it got sent. And for the longest time, it was one of those cases where everybody pretty much knew that he cheated, but nobody was willing to take action because apparently he was financially supporting Twin Galaxies.
Oh, okay.
There was also the fact that the score that he made, they didn't do the usual vetting from the refs, and because of that, there was this kind of old versus new conflict at Twin Galaxies, according to some ex-employees, where some of the old guard were vigorously defending these scores that weren't as properly vetted from back in the 80s. But Twin Galaxies has had a change in ownership, and he's trying to clean the place up, which meant that the Billy Mitchell score gets booted.
So it looks like Rawls is like, fuck it tonight, he's going to bed.
More or less. I mean, we're missing a player. Everybody feels more talky than they do play. You're painting.
I'm not really painting, I'm just killing time waiting.
What model are you putting together, Nurgle?
Oh, I'm putting together a good one. Ramen saw it.
I didn't.
I'll be honest, I'm fucking exhausted.
I feel you, man. It's all good. Well, here's the chassis of it. That's the bottom part of it.
My shoulder again.
Here is part of the
Are you making the
part
Fortress of Arrogance?
No, I'm making something far more interesting.
Oh, is it that big ass cake? Oh, yeah, it's that thing.
The Lord of Skulls. Literally the biggest kit bash GW probably cooked up they could think of. They're probably like, damn it, we got like all these crazy pieces. What do we do? We'll just slap it together and call it a model.
Well, to be fair, keep in mind that at one point we had trains full of guns.
True. I still want the Heresy train I want to see a Heresy train model from fucking the Uriel Ventress or the Ultramarines book.
I do remember using that in a Dark Heresy campaign because I desperately wanted to do the idea of a possessed train that would constantly show up on the planet out of fucking nowhere because it was a planet where you had train tracks everywhere between these hive cities.
Well, I was listening to Arc Warhammer past couple days, and he was doing his videos where he was doing his summaries of Horus Heresy books, and you got through 5 books or 3 or 4 books. He got through. He did a summary for Horus Rising, False Gods, Galaxy in Flames, in Flight of the Eisenstein, and Fulgrim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which all are great books. But he did his a little like it included his criticisms too. And I think personally he's a little extra harsh on Fulgrim's book because I think that he just kind of forgot the fact that because he kept talking about bitching about how fast and easy Fulgrim fell to chaos as compared to Horus, how it took so long. And it's like, well, you do realize that Horus, it took 3 books for Horus to go crazy. it took one book for Fulgrim, so the writer obviously had to rush it a little bit.
There's also the factor that with Fulgrim now.
But anyway,
just to make sure my ducks are in a row, Fulgrim is the Primarch of the Emperor's Children. Yes.
Yes.
Or the Emperor's diplomat at that time.
No. Yes. He's the Emperor's Children. Or as I like to call the Golden Spoon Boys.
Yeah. Although I did enjoy that joke that he made about how there are only two people who can be that level of deviant: the Emperor's Children and the Japanese. But if I recall, Fulgrim had the obsession with perfection.
Mm-hmm.
And given that obsession, I don't think it's a surprise that he fell so quickly.
Well, it's not just that; it's because Fulgrim was pretty much aware that he was going crazy, and he really just wasn't doing anything to stop it. And that's where Warhammer or Ark was making his criticisms, was like, this guy's crazy, so why are we... He's like he's crazy, but he knows he's going crazy. In a minute, woman. She's texting me literally while she's sitting on the couch.
I'm guessing that in that case that either A, the voices in his head were trying to tell him that he's not crazy, or B, he
Well, I don't know. I love the story of Fulgrim when he was going crazy because I love the way they did it. Because he would only be... Because the demon lived in that sword.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like... He wouldn't even second-guess the fact that, like, he's a perfectionist. He would not second-guess some of the shit he was doing. Like, he was on the bridge, and it was like he was getting ready to fire upon Horus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly, and he didn't have his sword with him, so he was thinking clearly, and then suddenly the one of his officers comes up and goes, "You asked for this, sir?" And he's like, "I didn't." And he's just like, yeah, and takes it, and he's like, "I didn't ask for this," but takes it anyway. It's like, I don't know, it is a weird story, but I like the book Fulgrim because, I guess because it is weird. But what I was just saying is like, I was listening to his thing on Horus Rising, and I'm sitting there going, my God, if somebody would just get off their ass and tell at least the 3 books in a movie, it would be fucking amazing. They could really do a very good series.
That sounds really stupid, but a part of me would love to hire Jodorowsky to do that movie and do it his way. But I think he's retired. And I will admit that the sole reason I'm saying that is because I saw the documentary about the Dune film he wanted to make.
Well, it's not just that. It's just that, like, this is a story. They could do a whole series of movies based off of the Horus Heresy. And I think it could actually sell really well. Especially even to the fans that, or even to the people that don't know it's about Warhammer. And I think they could do a good job on it. I think it would be amazing. It'd be a weird story to tell, though. Probably be a little hard to tell too, but
yeah, in some regards, it would be hard to tell. I'm not sure about movie, but the idea of doing it
really well
as like a Netflix series in where you have these short seasons, kind of like what you have with like Black Mirror.
Well, the thing is they could do it, and I think they could even get away without giving too much exposition on it. I think they could get away with giving very little exposition because the way the Horus Heresy is told. Especially with the way it starts.
Although there is one.
It's just they're not going to be able to make a movie all about the Fulgrim book.
Yeah, there is one character who I think if they were to do this, he deserves a full-on movie. And that is the story of Conrad Kurz.
Oh, 40K Batman. I love Kurz. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite Primarchs. My favorite Primarch is...
I'm starting to wonder if I should stop comparing him to Batman and start comparing him to Azrael.
My favorite Primarch is Magnus the Red.
Yes.
And Sanguinius. I love those two characters. Those are my favorite ones.
So the pretty boy and the sorcerer.
Sanguinius is not the pretty boy. Fulgrim is the pretty boy. But Sanguinius is one of my favorite ones. And Conrad Kurz is also another. I guess you could say my top three is Conrad Kurz, Magnus, and Sanguinius. But Kurz is just an interesting story altogether. It's just to me the stories of like Fulgrim is one of the saddest stories in the universe to listen to, and I think Horus is an interesting character too. Like they really did a good job in the Horus Heresy series to kind of show you who kind of character these people were.
Mm-hmm.
And it really shows like how the Emperor really made some of the dumbest mistakes possible. You know, when dealing with his Primarchs and dealing with his Empire, with like the Imperium. It's like I have to wonder
if that's why he's such an asshole in TTS.
Well, it makes you think though. Why would it's like with the way he did things, you would sit down and think about it and go, don't you think it would have been at least a good idea to let your Primarchs know about the temptations and the problems with chaos? Rather than hiding it from them?
I have to wonder if he was far too fixated on doing his whole thing of trying to get rid of chaos completely.
Well, not only that, it's never really revealed on whether or not it was a fabrication of chaos that basically the Emperor created his Primarchs to use them as tools. You know, because he built the Golden Throne to hold back the tides of chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he was going to run the Imperium after the Great Crusade was finished, what do you think Magnus was going to end up becoming? He was going to be the guy that he sits on the Golden Throne.
There's that, and if I recall correctly, there's also the fact that he wanted the Word Bearers to be the ones who guarded the throne.
Mm-hmm. Like he had built all these Primarchs to play a particular role in the Great Crusade and within the Imperium after the Great Crusade was finished. And when you look at it, it seems to me that it's a no wonder that they fucking fell to chaos. I don't know. I gotta go get the wife some cereal. I'll be back.
Are you still arguing on the phone, Ramen?
No, I'm just sitting here listening to him because I don't know anything about Warhammer, so I'm just sitting here chilling, listening.
Yeah, fair enough. And even if I do end up with a position where I could stream, there are certain games that I won't because I don't like getting angry.
Okay.
And if I was to go through playing something like Kaizo World again, I would end up screaming so loud I'd probably break something.
Alright, hey, fair enough. I did about 2 rounds of Cuphead before I just gave up, because I just couldn't do that shit.
I beat Cuphead.
Yeah, I don't have the reflexes for it. And the coordination.
It was tough for me, but I got through it with sheer bloody-minded persistence. Even though it took me about a month.
Well, I'm a filthy casual, so I'm not all that dedicated to that shit. It was a cute game, though.
Mm-hmm. And plus, I remember recording a video of just me doing the tutorial in about 15 seconds, and said, "Hey Dean, what's your excuse?"
Fuck you. I could do the
Like,
tutorial.
it took him.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like Rawl said, "Fuck it, I'm done. Y'all, fuck you guys."
At least he's not snoring.
Weren't we playing doing a D&D session and fucking, like, JT just started snoring?
Yes. Because it sure as hell wasn't me, because I don't do that.
No.
Although I think we've all had the story of that one person who snores like a freight train.
I don't know, Ross whistles a lot. I haven't heard him snore like that, though.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do something blasphemous with this model.
Are you gonna paint it pink?
No, I'm not gonna paint it pink.
Purple, rep the
I'm
road.
not trying to make Slaneshi corn here. But I'm not going to paint it red.
Oh.
Well, it's gonna have red on it, but it's not gonna be mostly just red. It's gonna be red trim.
So what are you gonna paint it?
Bone with red trim.
That's interesting.
Let me see.
You don't see a lot of that.
No,
Not for villains.
It's a corn theme I came up with. I really liked it personally.
Which, if you're using bone, that would certainly make sense for corn.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna use bone, which is I'm gonna be using this color right here.
I can't see it because it's...
Oh, I'm about to show you.
Alright. I mean, I get the idea of what it looks like. It's kind of off-white.
I'm going to use this color right here. This beige bone color. It's going to be a darker bone, of course, like this. With a red trim.
That'll be good.
I'm going to use that with red trim because I think it fits corn, but it's... And I'm going to also use a little bit of blue, like a little bit of turquoise in some parts of it just to kind of give it more color.
Oh, interesting.
Like, I remember I showed people, like, my corn theme before, and they were like, that's not corn, it's not red. I'm like, corn doesn't need to be painted red. I painted all my corn demons, I painted them all black with a black and scorched, like, fire motif with them. And people were like, corn bloodletters are supposed to be red. I'm like, no.
And?
I was like, I went with different themes with my chaos demons. I tried to use a theme with it, which is I tried to theme all my demons, faction demons, off of elements. So I based Slanesh off of air and wind, so they were gray. They were light grays with purple trim, you know, stuff like that. And people ask, well, why did you choose? Or, well, and then I said with Khorne, I was like, black with fire, because I was like, okay, Khorne is the embodiment of anger, rage, and hatred, and hatred and anger is like fire, you know, it burns. So I chose fire for Khorne, air for Slaanesh. I still don't know why I chose air for Slaanesh. Zane probably water, because water's constant flowing, changing, and then Nurgle was earth. People still are trying, and I still don't know why I chose air with Slaanesh. I guess it's because it was the last thing I had left.
Slaanesh is very flighty.
I'm gonna kill your dog.
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
All right, let me see what pieces do we have here that we could use.
Dog's something to do with something that's fishing.
Yeah, it probably is, and I just don't give a shit anymore. I'm fucking tired. Tired of dealing with that damn dog.
No judging.
I don't want you to get rid of him. Just get tired of his bullshit sometimes.
Poor dog.
My dog's an asshole.
Poor
Have you looked in the mirror lately?
You're an asshole.
I know somebody who better sleep with one eye open.
I can't decide which front end should be on the cannon on the front.
I didn't know that. What you do, dog?
What do you guys think?
I'm gonna switch to Hot Full Boyfriend. Fuck this shit. No, I don't even want to play that. I don't think I want to play anything.
I say flip a coin, Nurgle, because I can't pick.
I mean, they all look good. You got the Gore Storm cannon, the Icor cannon, and